Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I am here today because I am extremely excited to introduce you guys to a brand new kit called the Archivist. This kit has been in my mind for a very, very long time, and I have to say, it was super fun to bring it to life and very hard to let go of it to release it. So I thought I would just do a little walkthrough here and talk to you guys a little bit about the kit, about what inspired it, and some of the things in it, and, like some of the ways you could potentially use it, what I was thinking, that sort of thing. I think it kind of helps inform the process here. So there are 3 different kits so far right now in this collection. There is the main journal kit. There's going to be the add-on ephemera kit, and then there's also a paper kit down here, like a paper pack. So there's 36 papers in this paper pack. I expect that you will be seeing more from the Archivist. I had an extremely good time making this kit. So let's just get started here, and I will start going through it. I'm gonna I put some separators in here for when the kits, like the new kit, starts, so it'll make it easier for me. Okay, so let's just give this a whirl here. Okay, so this kit was inspired in part by the art theft that happened in the 90s at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. I find it very fascinating, and that whole idea of lost art or lost manuscripts or lost any type of artifact is just absolutely fascinating to me. So I thought, why not make a kit about such things? So these are going to be the journal pages, and for this one here, basically this is like some of my lost art. You'll be seeing more of it, and you'll see more of it in the future too, but there's a bunch of lost art throughout this kit, and so that's featured on this journal page. Some of this, in the particular archive, they're obviously going to have different artifacts here, so you'll see those depicted throughout here in the journal pages, as well as the archivist's desk, the archivist's notes, things like that. These are, some of my favorite topics. Forgive me for making another book-related kit, but I thought this one would be fun for its mystery-related elements, as well as continuing on with, kind of a theme that we've had running with bookish kits lately. There's some symbolism in here. There's the all-seeing eye, things like that, and of course, I have just beautiful florals everywhere, because that's, together, this is the perfect marriage for me. We have gems, candles, things like that. Everything's a little bit distressed. You really don't, I really wanted to have a storyline for this, but also have it loosely left for interpretation. This could be interpreted in many, many different ways. This is how I'm interpreting it, but we have paper and ink here on this journal page, and then there's a lined floral here as well. Here's your archive that's been rated here with our mysterious lady as well. And then we have another shot of the archive here, and then we have this little bit of a collage page of books from the archive there, and more paintings, and some, I wanted to put some space in there also for you to make your own notes, or your own archivist notes in here if you would like, your own, your favorite books, your favorite movies, your favorite paintings, whatever you want to record in there. And then some more of the archive here. There will be a follow-up folio for this kit that will kind of delve more deeply into the mysterious nature of the archive in this kit. But this is my opening salvo here. This is the introduction to this world. So This is, there's a lot of dark kind of patterns in here. So we've got this purple damask, then there's like a gold one here. And then of course I had to do like a bookend here. So this is like a marbly bookend with a little bit of, it's extra fancy because it's got gold in it. And I have a wall of paintings, like patterned paper here. This has to be like my most favorite thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that art theft at the Gardner Museum, but the paintings that were taken, they left the frames behind. So they hung the frames back up on the wall. And I find that like endlessly fascinating to have this idea of these empty frames that are on the wall just waiting for the paintings to come back. And that whole mystery type of thing really, it's all I was thinking about when I was making this kit here. So there's a bunch of these kind of like, I have these little patchwork paper backgrounds. You'll see some more of them in the paper pack as well. I think these will be great for collaging on. This is a great, like, seriously done masterboard, right? All you need to do is add a little bit of something here and there, and you can cut this out and make it into your own unique ephemera. Then I have a large like floral background paper here as well. Okay, and that's all the papers, and now we're going to go into the ephemera. This is just the main junk journal kit. So what comes in the main journal kit is this set of pockets here, and these are good because the reason I like this style pocket, because you can pretty much fit this onto almost anything. Obviously, if you have a small tag, it's not going to fit, but it doesn't have to be sized for the width of anything. It just can go right on the corner of anything and just sit there and be a pocket. And you could always crisscross them too if you wanted to. There's a set of tags here. And then, oops, this goes this way here. And we have vertical journaling cards, and some of the motifs in here that you're going to see are obviously going to be letters, journals. I have botanicals in here because I feel like botanical specimens can completely fit into the scope of this kit, And so these are more like the mysteriousness of the actual archive itself. And these are like more architectural looking images. And then we have artifact images here, as well as, just the rated archive with all of the papers torn and thrown on the floor there. For words, I did a lot of kind of label-y words that I thought you could put on the artifacts and stuff in the kit, like redacted, access denied, incomplete record. Down here at the bottom, there's a bunch of file names, like X73 Delta B, stuff like that. Lost in transit, handle with care, stuff like that. And artist trading cards here too. These could pair really well with these for just a little mini cluster project that you want to do if you want to do something like that. And I have some collage tiles as well. These, I have some pattern tiles in here, which I thought would be ideal for layering. So just in case, and I'm really obsessed with the drawers. So you're going to see these throughout the whole entire kit. There's just drawers everywhere, and that's where, obviously all the artifacts are kept. Okay, this is a new addition to this kit, and I thought I would try this out and see if you guys liked it. So I'd love to hear some feedback on this. These are fabric swatches, which I thought, sometimes you just need stuff to layer with some of your other ephemera. And if you don't have any fabric on hand, why not make it, why can't I could just make it out of paper, right? So I have a couple of different sizes, a couple of different assemblages. These are easily cut apart if you would like. I did put a little bit of a background on them to make them easier to cut out, but you could certainly tear them if you want a rough edge on these, because that would, there is fringe on here, but it, obviously it'd be really hard to cut fringe out. So, you know, tearing it, I think, would be the second best option to actually having like real fringe. So I thought these would be fun to layer. So give these a shot and let me know what you think about them, and if you think they're useful, if it's something you'd like to see again. This is extra in this kit. I just put them in there just for everybody to try them out. Okay, and then I have some fussy cuts here. These are just my general kind of more decorative. I do have like a chalice here, a coin, and an orb, as well as the all-seeing eye and a crown here. 2 more eyes up here because I think they're just so great. They just add that perfect little mysterious edge to it, to the kit. And then we have some journaling cards here. We have I think I have a couple pages of these. More mysterious stuff, more rated archive, more florals for you to use for decorating. And then I have smaller ones here too as well. And this is mostly artifacts, statues, coins, vases, stuff like that. You know, things you would find in a museum. There's crystals down here. And then this page in particular are like lost artifacts. So there's a statue, there's the statue of the dog, beetle, this is the Book of Endless Pages, scroll, things like that. I have a gem here, a gem there, a coin, you know, just things that would be like, you know, things that would be considered like, I'm not sure what the right word is, but like remnants of some other time, right? So that's what mostly this is about. Okay, so this is the last page of the main junk journal kit. That's the one that has like, it has 12 journal pages, it has 6 background papers, and then it has like a bunch of papers, a bunch of ephemera. I think it might be around 14 pages. I'm not sure. I did do extra stuff for this kit because I had a lot of ideas. So there's extra pages in this kit like that aren't usually in the kit. Like my kits just keep getting bigger. I can't help it. Okay, so next up we have, this is the add-on kit. So this is for, this is primarily ephemera. It has 6 journal pages and 6 just background pattern papers. So I'll go through the papers first, and then we'll go through all the ephemera because there's a lot of it. Okay, so this is just lined floral. Usually in the add-on kit, I try to make the journal pages a little bit simpler. Like, as you can see here, it's not much simpler, but there's usually 2 lined papers at least in it. Sometimes 3. Yeah, there's 3 in this one. This just lent itself perfectly to being a lined paper, you know, with the candles. These are mostly for you to write on or decorate as you see fit, because they're illustrated around the edges, obviously, but there is some space on them. This kit, it was hard to leave white space, I'll tell you what, because the flowers were just so beautiful. But there is this is one of the pages of the kit. There's like a little lace remnant here, layered. It's basically like a textured canvas with just some like mixed media bits on the edge. And this would be just perfect for a blank canvas for you, you know, just to go to town in your journal. Okay, so these are going to be the background pages for the add-on kit. So we have a stripe here. We have this like arched bookcase situation. And this is my drawers background paper, which, you know, I'm super enamored with. I thought this would make a super fantastic end papers in a journal. Like if you just open up a journal and you saw this, it's like kind of got these jewel tones and the purple. It's just, I think it would be amazing. And this like super pretty, this is like a William Morris inspired pattern. And then I have a lighter version of this like kind of collage-y page situation here. And this one obviously has a little bit more leeway in terms of like customizing it if you want to use texture paste or stamping, or if you want to just draw on it, or if you want to just splatter ink on it and call it a day, cut it up and turn it into ephemera. And then I have this just gorgeous floral here. Okay, so that is the background papers and the journal papers for the add-on kit. And now we're going to do the ephemera for the add-on kit here. I'm going to grab that. Okay, so we'll start with these, and we have like, there's I think 4 pages of this, the tall journal, or the vertical journal cards, because there's some tall ones in here too. So these are just like, oops, they're not all grouped together, sorry. I should have paid attention to that. But these, you know, these are just great for making little page ephemera, things to stick in your journal. You can turn these into tags if you want. You can turn them, you could chop all 4 corners off if you want. It's just kind of a lot of different options here. We've got 2 envelopes, 2 coin envelopes for this here. These are the taller, skinnier journal cards, you know, because I like to give you guys a variety of shapes, because shapes are what, you know, is going to make things look interesting, right? Oh, and these are, okay, so for this kit, there's a bunch of random ephemera in here, just that lends itself to the theme of the archive. So these are just paintings, and I put them on this page in a way that you could just cut them apart. I have 4 that have frames and 2 that are unframed. So, you know, because it, you know, not, and you can always cut the frames off of the unframed ones, I suppose. I mean, off of the framed ones. But just to give you variety in the type of art that you have to work with in the kit. And then we have tags here. These are all pattern tags. So, you know, these are good for backgrounds, decorating, and stuff like that. Oops. And then we have, this is just a bunch of extra pockets just to add on. And if you can fit these on tags, but you may have to trim them depending on which tag you pick. But it's easy to just trim a little bit off the sides of these guys. Okay, so these are the square journaling cards. And then we have more tags. Now these are like more image based on these guys. So you'll see some of your artifacts and parchment and statues and stuff like that on here as well. And then these smaller tags, these layer on top of the bigger sized tags that we saw before. Like just the ones that had the pattern on them. No, I can't find them. But they'll layer on top of these tags. Here, there were pattern, we did look at some patterned ones a minute ago. And they'll fit right on top of those. So you can use these for layering if you want. Oh, they'll fit right on top of these too, as well. And then more of the sort of exploratory nature of being an archivist here. Like, I think I like the idea of bringing in cryptography, of secret messages, of coded messages, invisible ink, stuff like that in here as well. You know, more artifacts and just decorative elements for you. 2 of the square envelopes. Both of these are museum focused on the outside. And then pocket tags. So there's 3 of these guys. Pockets are all interchangeable. So you can mix and match them however you want them to go. And then small journal cards. And this is, again, primarily artifact related: coins, gems, a jeweled box, crown, chalice, you know, things like that. This is an amalgamation of all of them together. Oh, okay, and I have library pockets here. This one is statue themed. And then this one here has a painting in it. I thought it'd be fun to have that type of like some kind of artwork associated with each of the pockets. For this here, a nice overview of the archivist workspace there. And like this one, you could even write on if you wanted to. Okay, this is for this here. These little tags go with the pieces, the artifacts that are on this page. So like the blind oracle goes with this one, and the, you know, like the sword goes with this one. So just so you have little tags that can go with the ephemera that you have, if that makes sense. So that you have just a little bit of story element in here, and they have little numbers on them and stuff already. So those are ready to go. And then I have a bunch of these fragments here, which are like torn pieces of architectural plans, interior design, statue sketches, you know, scrap papers, letters, architectural paintings. These are both paintings. And I thought, what I thought would be great for these is, I'm gonna like kind of jump ahead here, is that this set also comes with these folders for you to keep your you know, little scraps for your artifacts inside of them. So that's the kind of the intention here, is to store these pieces in here if you would like to go full in on the theme. Obviously these could be used for pockets as well. So there's a lot of options here, but I did do 2 middles and then 1 tab on either side. So you guys have at least one of every range of the folder, and you could always print on the other side if you don't like what I have on this side, and, you know, make your own folder design, because there's plenty of different papers amongst all the kits to really do that. Okay, and then we have just normal like flags and labels just for you know, decorating your journal. These tabs, which will certainly come in handy in a journal that's called the Archivist. And then I have this envelope here. These fit in this window. So this is an optional window. If you don't want to cut it out, you can just cover it up. And then I put extra like tape styled ephemera over here, but I put it on a graph paper background because I know that it's like not easy to cut out pieces of tape, right? So you can just rip these, and, you know, the background, if the little bit of the graph paper background is stuck on there still, it's not gonna be a big deal, because it kind of blends in with like the theme of the numbers and stuff. Oh, ATCs for here. And that is the end of the add-on kit. A lot of talking in this video for me. A lot. Okay, now we're gonna go on to the paper pack. Now these are mostly ornamental. They're not like they're just pretty, is what I'm gonna say for the most part. They are within the bounds of the theme, but, you know, I'm just saying, I did do a lot of floral backgrounds for this, and these papers are just, they're the best thing to do in the whole world. They're so pretty, and they just look just stunning in a journal. So there's a lot of these collage-y ones here with the kind of like the gold borders and stuff like that to separate things. That makes these easy to cut up as well, to use for other things. Okay, so just big floral here, which we all know I'm a huge fan of. There is a range of different purples in here. This one is kind of like a moon glow type of a situation here. And then we have this like spectacular. This is a gold kind of acid washed background here. And you can see faint traces of like some botanicals in here, almost like they were printed and then lifted. And more big florals here. A lot of the florals in this kit are peonies, and a lot of them are like the engraved style, because I thought that was really suitable for the theme. Again, with the like this kind of rich like royal purple here with the filigree. Oh, I'm sorry, the flourishes. And then we have this grungy one here, which is, this would be a great journal page here with the, it's lighter in color. You know, I did try to balance a little bit. I know this kit's really, really dark, but it's like hard to put plain things in a kit like this, right? I tried. This was one of my attempts. But, you know, like lighter paper, lighter designs, not designed paper is much easier to find than, say, something that looks like this. So I tend to focus on these more illustrated, just colorful, like inspiring sort of pages. So there's a little bit of like, you know, gold filigree along the edge here. And then we have more flowers here. This one could definitely be used as a journal page. This kind of night garden situation, just, you know, super pretty, just very atmospheric. I think that's a lot of what these pages are doing, is they're building the atmosphere and the style in your journal as, you know, as you're going. And I tried to, you know, include a good variety of purples and kind of colors, different colors, you know, because everybody likes something different. There's 36 pages in here. So I figured amongst 36 pages, you're probably going to find, you know, a good number that you like. Again, with the dark here. And then I have this, just, this is so pretty. The other thing I wanted to mention about these two is that, I think I mentioned this in my last video as well, but you could print these 4 to a page as well if you just want smaller backgrounds. And they would print 4 to a page, and, you know, you have these really pretty small backgrounds if you don't want to go all in on printing a bunch of big papers. Like a fiery sort of gold here on this background. Sometimes, like, the descriptive words sometimes elude me. This one is florals with a little bit of music, because, of course, music fits into our, you know, art theme. And then these gigantic peonies here with this sort of engraved style and, like, gold detailing. This, oh, I love this. I love mixing a floral, you know, with a grunge. It's the perfect marriage. I have another dark one here as well. These are probably alphabetical, so sometimes they get clumped together by color. But this kind of looks like a purple. I don't know why I think it looks like a purple sky, but it to me it does, even though it has some detailing here on here. And this, I just love this one. This is kind of like a marble veined one with the, it has like the watercolors and stuff. Like, if this could be in my house, I would be so happy. This is another one of those canvas, mixed media canvas ones for, you know, whenever you need a back of something. This is a good back of something. You can easily write on it. And this is a watercolor here. And now we're moving into the, like, I don't know, this is my favorite part, I think, of the whole thing. And you'll be able to tell because I tried to do these in almost every color that was in the kit. But these patchwork backgrounds, they just offer so much texture and so much, like, options. You know, so many different ways to go with these papers. This one's got a little bit of a bigger scale. It's got a grungy aesthetic. It's got a bunch, like some little different florals here. And now we have a blue one. This is like bluish purple on this one with some text here. And then we have a cream colored one as well, because I couldn't leave this off the board. And a gold one as well. And I guess this is gold. Maybe it's blue. This is a mix. I really want to cut this one up. I can't tell you. This, oh my gosh. I mean, come on. This is beautiful. This is, you know, just like patchwork, like I said. I mean, there's not a whole lot to be said. I just wanted you guys to be able to get a good look at what was in the kit, what the aesthetic was, what the style was. If you know me, you probably know what to expect in this kit, though. If you had any of my other more gothic-y, dark academia kits, this is pretty standard for me. I love big, dark florals. I love grunginess. I love the contrast of things. You know, it's just, I find, you know, these, like, I look at these and I'm so inspired to make something. These could even be fussy cut out. I was so busy making, like, artifacts and stuff for this kit that I did not make a lot of, like, floral fussy cuts. But like I said, there's more to come, so I'm hoping to do a folio for next week or the week after. I'm not sure which. This kit actually took longer to make than I thought it would. So now I'm a little bit whacked out. Because you'll all notice that this did not come out on Friday. It's coming out probably on Saturday night. So there's that. And then these are some like kind of book spines here with a little bit of a floral book pagey situation here. This is another mixed media background, great for cutting up, die cutting out of it, stuff like that. And certainly last but not least, we have one last floral. This is more of a foresty, kind of mossy look to this one. So just depending on what your aesthetic is going to be for this, you know, you've got a bunch of different options here. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me for this walkthrough of the Archivist. I very much appreciate it. It is available in my Etsy shop right now. The link will be in the description below. If you have any questions, throw those in there. I'm hoping to have some time to get onto YouTube in the next day or two, so we'll definitely be there to answer those questions. And oh, one other thing, I should have said this in the beginning, but you know, c'est la vie, but the kits are all unique. Like, my kits are all unique. I don't repeat things in kits. There's like no, like, so if you see a kit sold separately, it is sold separately. It is not sold like in a bundle anywhere. The only exception to that is like I have like themed bundles like Elemental. It has all the Elemental kits in it. That, you know, that's the only thing that, like, it has all the Elemental kits in it, but none of the kits inside of it are duplicates. Like, you wouldn't find the Ephemera from the add-on kit in the main kit. I try not to repeat images. Sometimes I will if I really love an image, but I try to, you know, make all of my Ephemera unique, all of my kits unique, everything unique, because, like, why not? There's so many beautiful things in this world. Like, why shouldn't we use them all, right? So anyway, with that said, I will see you guys on Monday with a brand new chapter for our Ephemera stash, and I'm very excited about that, and we will definitely be having some fun crafting on Monday. So thank you again for joining me, and please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It really super helps my channel. I know you hear it from everybody, but it's true. It does help. So I will see you guys soon.